did
The
DV
other one
first or lateral
We
first?
did lateral first.
All right. First thing we do when we look at films is what?
Or too late.
We evaluate the quality of the film. Okay? What do we think about this one?
Too light.
Too light. The density is too light.
Density is way too light. This bothered me when I saw this. This should be what color?
Black.
And it isn't. This up here should be just jet black.
Right.
But then when I looked at this film over here, it's better.
Yeah.
But we didn't change anything other than
Position.
position. We didn't change anything up there as far as MAS.
So it wasn't measured correctly.
Only thing we changed was KVP, but that's not going to change this much. So the only answer that I have for this is the developer wasn't mixed up properly. Okay? There's something in the X-ray processor.
Okay.
Okay? Because it's just too gray. Okay? Because this is not too gray. That's not bad there at all. But we can still read what we need to see. And first off, we were looking for size of the heart. The heart's a little on the big side. Okay? Not too bad, but it's still a little bit too big.
How are you knowing it's too big? Because
Because you count it based on the certain number of rib spaces.
Okay.
But you guys need to recognize one thing about that film. What's our position like? It's rotated. How do you know that?
Yeah,
Because the ribs aren't like that?
the spine.
Okay, look at the end of this rib here and the end of this one. They should be even, lined up with each other.
Okay.
If you look at the rib head up here, it goes above the spine. So what should we have done?
Put a pad underneath his.
We should have raised the
ventral
sternum a little more.
So we didn't have our sternum raised enough.
Sternum wasn't raised enough.
Told you.
Okay?
Thank you, Corey. We don't need the
Now, what else about our positioning did you recognize? What were some of the rules?
Our entire rib cage is
Okay, it's there. And you can see we got rib 1 and we also have the last rib. So we know we got the entire thorax. Okay? The one thing that's a little bit of a disadvantage is the heart's not centered. We're off just a little bit that way.
Right.
What else about the positioning?
The spine is curved.
Well, it should be, because it curves right there a little bit. That I'm not too worried about.
Were the legs extended?
Legs are extended.
Is she on full inspiration?
She's not on inspiration. This is an expiratory shot.
Nice.
But do
Okay.
we know? But here's my question, and I'll believe you that she was not. But because the density of the radiograph itself was not good, will that contribute to the density?
No, I'm not looking at that.
Okay.
I'm looking at the diaphragm.
Oh, at the diaphragm shape. Okay.
Okay? It's curved
Okay.
and it's up too close to the heart. That's
Okay.
all that
Okay.
I'm looking at. So, now what I look at though is I look at abnormalities. And the first abnormality I see is right here. We've got some lysis of the sternum right here. We also have calcification of the rib cartilages. And that's because Sinclair's getting old.
How old is Sinclair? She's 18.
Where goes Sinclair?
And let's see, we have a full stomach, so she ate not too long ago.
It's broccoli. It was this morning.
Broccoli, that's going to stay there a long time.
It does.
But the heart, we have, based on what I'm seeing, 1, 2, 3, almost 4 intercostal spaces wide. That's a little too wide. The other thing I look at is the trachea. See how the trachea goes here and then it goes up and then down. See that?
Right.
Not supposed to do that. The heart's supposed to come down almost at an angle like this. This tells me that the right atrium is probably a little enlarged. There's the bifurcation, so it almost looks like the right side is the biggest culprit here, which makes me wonder about the pulmonary valve.
Well, the positioning of
Is
the
that
heart.
what you were thinking though the other day?
We'll have to go see. Okay.